Do you ever wonder whether you are actually making your tinnitus worse just by the way how you go about your day? You're absolutely not alone. Many people dealing with tinnitus are stuck in the thought and habits that actually fuel the stress, anxiety and sound sensitivity cycle without even realizing it. And today in this video, I show you 7 everyday habits that keep tinnitus loud and bothersome and what you can do instead of following these habits on a day-to-day basis. Welcome. My name is Tinnitus Coach Frieder. I'm the guy who was born deaf in the left ear, has a hearing aid and severe high-pitched tinnitus on his remaining right ear, and I'm an online tinnitus coach. By now, I've already worked with over 500 people in one-on-one tinnitus coaching sessions. I'm also the founder of MyTinnitus.Club, where I host our 12 weeks acceptance and commitment-based therapy habituation training for people to learn how to go from bothersome to non-bothersome tinnitus. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about a few habits that can actually lead to you and your tinnitus being more persistent than you would like. The first habit is checking your tinnitus every morning. The first thing that many people do with tinnitus is checking their tinnitus as the first thing. They scan for the sound, but it actually unfortunately trains the brain to look for the tinnitus in the moment when you're waking up, locking in the fear for a remainder period of the time. So instead of waking up and scanning for the sound, you could respond in an easier way and say, "Good morning, tinnitus, there you are. I already know that you are here," right? Because tinnitus is a normal and natural body symptom that 20 to 30% of the population experience, and it is normal that it is present when you wake up. The second thing that I see many people do, and that I think is a big negative habit, is constantly Googling for a tinnitus cure. The endless scrolling for answers creates even more doubt and anxiety of whether you are on the right path, and you end up in forums filled with absolutely worst case scenarios. Not helpful at all. I want to make a suggestion to you. We have an online forum, but you won't find all these guilt and anxiety fueled discussions in there. Instead, you will find actual daily success stories and things that really work in a tinnitus habituation journey. Not this constant looking around how to reduce tinnitus. No, tinnitus is normal in 20 to 30% of the population. We need to work on the thoughts and emotions, and that's something that you will find inside MyTinnitus.Club. Third thing and habit that you could be making this mistake is avoiding silence completely. Sound therapy can, yes, in some limited cases help people, but over-relying on sound therapy and masking, and especially avoiding silence at all costs, keeps your brain and trains it to continue to be in fight or flight mode whenever you can't keep on the masking or sound therapy. And this is of course a thing that will lead to a conditioned response to your tinnitus with anxiety, threat and fear, etc. Instead of you starting to naturally let go of the sound so it can fade into the background. Number 4. The fourth thing that I want to talk to you about is skipping movement and exercise. Honestly, lack of physical exercise can increase stress and muscle tension, and those two are big tinnitus aggravators, right? Even a short tinnitus 20-minute walk, not tinnitus walk, just a short 20-minute walk or a little bit of yoga or stretching can shift and make a big difference in your nervous system. We know that movement and sports are equally as good, studies show, as antidepressant medication. So don't skip out on your exercise. Number 5 is poor sleep hygiene. Late night screens, caffeine after 2 p.m. We all do it. I know life gets busy. We want to have a few pleasures, but these inconsistent things, and for example, also inconsistent sleep times, they all spike cortisol, which leads to the fact that you have a lot more unregulated sleep patterns. You are not as rested as your body would need it to be. And even more into that equation plays that the tinnitus seems louder. and your body becomes more reactive to it. So that is something that can absolutely keep you stuck in your habituation journey. So please be careful, have a relatively normal sleeping routine that fits well into your life, absolutely. But just pay attention and be mindful that right now your body and your nervous system are extra stressed. Therefore, you might need to be taking a little bit more care of everything that goes around you. Number 6, judging yourself for your progress. I've talked about this one a lot in here, and I said the tinnitus habituation journey is as individual as the person who's going through it. So telling yourself things like, I'm failing, I'll never get better, or why can't I handle this? You know, it keeps your stress high, it fuels these negative loops, and it's absolutely not going to do anything for your habituation journey. Instead, you can say, thank you, brain, for this thought, because you want me to protect me from all the negative experiences that I had with my tinnitus. But what does it do? It actually just fuels your negative loops rather than helping you just see them for what they are. Thoughts and feelings coming and going. So don't judge yourself for the progress that you're making. Your progress is never linear, but if you want to make some progress and you want a structured and guided program for it, you go either check out my free habituation mini course that gives you the basics and the ground lines to habituation down in the description, or go for a structured, fully paced 12 weeks program at MyTinnitus.Club. And number 7, and the final one that I would like to share with you, is isolating and not asking for help. Honestly, tinnitus can get really, really lonely. I know that from personal experience, but you absolutely do not have to go through this alone. I've built MyTinnitus.Club, I've become a coach. We created a system of support, guidance, and accountability to help you learn everything that you need in order to go towards habituation, to support your brain in order to habituate. It's very, very important that you know that you're not alone, and you can absolutely do this together with other people. So here's a very, very quick step routine that you can take instead of making all these 7 mistakes that I've been talking about today. And the first step is start with a calming morning routine, not with a tinnitus check. Practice mindful acceptance rather than constant resistance towards your tinnitus. Add small daily wins like movement, hydration, and cycles of rest like yoga nidra or meditations, etc. Learn tools from CBT and ACT to unhook from the negative thoughts and feelings around the tinnitus. And most importantly, know that you're not alone in this. Here on my channel, I've shared so many videos around the topic of tinnitus, habituation, and how to go from bothersome to non-bothersome tinnitus. But if you do all of these small shifts on a daily basis, they create and compound to a big shift over time. And as I already said, you know where to find additional resources if you need a more structured guidance of this. If you did recognize yourself in any of these 7 habits, don't worry, you're a human being. And as human beings, we all make certain mistakes, and we all keep on habits that actually keep us back from where we would want and would like to be. But the good news is you can absolutely start changing to relate to tinnitus in a completely different way. And if you want to do that, you can start with my free 4-day email course. The link's in the description below. And if you're ready to join a structured and supportive path, you know that you can join us at www.MyTinnitus.Club. Let me know in the comments which of these habits can you relate the most to, and which one are you ready to start changing from this day or tomorrow. Thank you for being here. You got this. See you in the next one. Goodbye.